My name's James.
I'm Nicole.
And this is Not at All Speaking Sentai. Ooh, like I said, my name is Jempy, and this is Not at All Speaking Sentai. Oh, what could we be angry about, James? You gotta do your classic... Yes, guys. Like I said, my name is Jampy, and, that disease that's been spreading around, that virus, that YouTube will be like, you can't be talking about it or we're gonna remove it. It wrecked me, okay? That's what I'm mad about. All these people in Vegas just mouth coughing.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I just have a cold. I'm gonna put a mask on. Luckily, I did that because I had COVID.
Yeah.
So, and that would have been decimating just like these freaks out there. There was one person in the lazy river, wasn't it, who just said, yeah, I think I got the COVID.
Yeah, like a like very stereotypical like Karen. In the...
These damn Karens.
In the fucking lazy river. I didn't even think about the fact that like it would be a very Trump supporting town.
Oh, yeah. I believe Vegas isn't, but the people traveling to, for sure.
I hate it.
I loved it. It was a
so
melting
sorry
pot
for those people that live there.
You know, disease. Because I also got crabs. I know it's technically not a disease.
Yeah.
It's mainly just a seafood. Yeah, guys, I ate a bunch of crabs. Hum nom nom. Hum nom nom nom. Not that imitation stuff you see in a crab ragoon. Give me them real crabs. Guys, there's a dueling, it probably isn't picking up on our mics, but there's a dueling, like, 2 trucks backing up outside, and it's been going off for, like, the last, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We thought it would be done when we started, but then it kept going.
I didn't.
Oh, whoa. You have that truth-seeing eye inside. And speaking of the truth, what are we talking about today? We're not talking Sentai. 3 weeks ago, I don't know because I did lose a week. It was just a blur.
Yeah.
You know, Yahoo! We went to Vegas. I got to COVID, and then Nicole went to a wedding, and that's what we're discussing because we wouldn't be able to talk about it on a full episode. There's not enough time.
Yeah, so if you're here for Sentai, I'm sorry, you can just not listen to this episode. But if you like us,
I'm surprised we haven't gotten reviews like that.
Love us, then we're just here. It's just a life update.
If you're here for Sentai, don't go to this podcast. They barely speak in Sentai. That's what it should be called.
Just this episode.
Also, like Spider-Man, not Sentai.
So that we don't get a review like that.
Okay, yeah, and this is
otherwise
forewarning.
That's what it would be.
Oh, well, also the beginning we said not mostly speaking Sentai. We said not at all speaking Sentai.
Yeah.
Well, I'll gut punch you if you give us a review like that. I'll find you. There's ways.
Yeah.
IP addresses. I'm using a VPN. I'll still find you.
AI.
Guess what? Your username is also the username you used on a GeoCity website, and that you were talking about your middle school. I will go to that middle school. I'll say, oh yeah, my nephew's partaking in this place next year. Can I or he did. He wants his yearbook photo, and then I'll be able to find the yearbook. I'll find your yearbook, and then I'll gut punch you. I'll figure it out. I'm Danny Tamborelli. Yeah. So Vegas, why? You know?
Why
What's
not?
There's a light going on you.
Someone
keeps
must
opening
have just
up a
parked
door.
their car and then opened up the trunk so the light went away and then they shut the trunk.
Well, Nicole, why? Vegas. Well, I can just shut the blinds. Nicole, it's concave. I don't. Will it work? Will my Beyblade binder? Yes, it will.
Yeah, it will fucking work.
Yes, she can. Yes, she can.
Yeah,
and
fuck
that's the
you.
Beyblade. Oh, I was saying it to the binder, not to you.
Well, fuck you for a different reason.
Nicole, Vegas, why?
'Cause you said you wanted to go there.
Yeah.
And you said it was fun. And then I looked at places, and you could stay at a place that has a regular pool, a wave pool, and a lazy river. And I said, yes, please.
Yeah, and we were at the butt end of the strip.
Uh-huh.
Which I'm fine with.
Okay.
but trying to get to other places. Actually, it was all good. It was fine. We were at the butt end.
Okay.
Because they had that Backstage Deli just one casino over. That's a highlight of Vegas, guys. Go to Backstage Deli if you haven't already.
Luxor.
But I think there's a second location. If there is a second location, go to that one because the Luxor is scariest casino in Vegas. Yes, there are ones that are super haunted, not as hauntingly empty in just space as the Luxor when you look up into that pyramid. And then there was that one in New York, I think, where MGM.
Yeah.
Where it was just this dome that I looked up on accident and
just pitch black dome.
Oh God. I don't know what this phobia is, but that one almost crippled me. I was like, I had to look at the ground. It scared me. They need a light show going up there at all times. Why you aren't doing that is beyond me.
Or just like little fiber optics that look like stars.
Yeah, make it a star night sky. That I would be fine with. I'd look up at the sky here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Vegas, how?
Oh my God, what?
How do we get there?
A plane?
A train and an automobile. Because we took a bus, that's an automobile. We took a train.
I'm sorry, the noise is so it's getting louder.
Yeah, I don't know. Where are these trucks?
Louder.
It's weird.
I hate it.
And how are there two?
There just are.
Yeah, I hope it picks up. I hope it's picking up now so people aren't like, what the fudge are they talking about?
No one cares.
Well, guess what? You'll care when you get a fist in your goddamn gut, okay?
We flew with United.
Yeah, I really liked the train ride there.
The train ride
the plane ride there.
Oh, okay.
They
the
rhyme.
Plane ride. Well, they're two different things.
Oh, man, it'd be cool if a train could fly.
No.
They'd go, you know that if you watch that one Sentai where one does.
I downloaded their app just like kind of offhand before we left, and thank God I did because it tells you exactly where you have to go and how to get there.
Step by step, day by day. It tells you how to get there to play.
Whereas if you like print out the ticket, it doesn't have anything. It doesn't even have the like QR code you're supposed to have.
Yeah, it even tells you. So guys, just download the app, okay? Even if you go to McDonald's, download the app. Because now you can't get deals unless you have the app. So if you're going somewhere, get their app. And it even gives you a map of like, this is the first step. You go here to here.
Yep,
you're there now.
Said.
And then it then makes a new map to show you where to get there next. It was clever. It was cool.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you got to do this first, and then you got to do that.
That's what step by step means.
And then when we got there, the TSA to Nicole was like, what's up in your fucking bag?
Yeah, because like I don't fly.
Yeah.
And they didn't tell us anything of like what you need to do for security checks. So I was just like panickedly like watching the person in front of me and just kind of guessing, like just throwing shit in bins. And so obviously like I didn't do it correctly because they didn't say to me what the fuck I had to do. And it was a thing, but whatever.
Every plane trip is someone's first plane trip. That's what TSA should know. And did you know TSA really doesn't do much, you know?
Yeah,
in the grand scheme.
They let me through with like a stabby self-defense thing.
And didn't you technically have a box cutter?
And a multi-tool.
Okay, was
in my wallet.
Which has a
with
box
sharp
cutter.
things on it.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
I was meaning like in the grand scheme, they don't like thwart any potential threats. Like it's just all for show. It's a play of emotions. But in this case, they really did. They let you go. They didn't even notice that multi-tool.
Okay, they didn't know that I had that. And also, they straight up like pulled the stabby thing out of my backpack, looked at it, and then put it back in.
They must have been like, what the fuck? I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
And then on our way back, they flagged my bag. And then when the lady like did the like gamma ray thing to be like, okay, let's see the different layers, she just goes, why the fuck was this flagged? And then just handed it back to me. But then they were like, hey, something was flagged on you. We need to scan you. And it was on my back, like right here underneath my armpit. They're like, what metal do you have there? And the person's like touching me and it's like, what the fuck's going on here? And just let me through.
Yeah.
My back don't got metal. What? Who am I, a transformer?
Who are you, me?
Oh, yeah, your back does. How come it didn't go beep, beep, beep to your back?
I don't know. The same instance with the backpack the first time, they were like, what do you have in your pockets? And I was like, and I just like pulled out like tampons and pads. And they were like, huh, all right.
You're like, I got the metal tampons, you know?
Yeah.
A metal diva cup. Do those exist?
Metal, stainless steel.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
shove that up
stainless
your
steel.
pussy.
Get it in there. It won't rust. Oh, maybe that's why. Like, blood does create oxidization. You know, you put a bunch of blood on a sword, that's why people wipe it off after stabbing
Yeah, that's
someone.
definitely why they're not made out of steel.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why you need stainless
the
steel.
only reason.
Yeah. Also, in the wintertime, hey, it's freezing in there. You'd have to like drop it in some warm water first, like dentures, leave it in there overnight, and then slide it in, and then you're good. How does a diva cup work, you know?
You have to fold it up to shove it in there.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was joking.
Well, I don't have a hoo-ha. How do you know about? Do you ever use a diva cup?
No, because
You scared?
no, like the logistics of it, where it's like you have to pull it out and then dump it, and I'm like, what? So if I'm in a public restroom, like what?
You pull it out and dump.
And then you're supposed to like clean it.
Okay. Yeah, did you go to the fountain or have sanitized napkins?
No, it also just like that seems like a lot of steps.
Yeah, and won't your fingers get all bloody?
And that's what I'm saying. Like it just seems really fucking messy and like, I don't know, involved.
Also, with your luck, I just would never, like, you should never use a diva cup.
Why?
You have really bad luck. You're like, oh, shoot, it's stuck in there. Or like, oh, I'm just hanging out, my diva cup's in, but then it somehow inverts and it just dumps out in you.
Yeah.
That's probably what would happen.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's sunny Las Vegas, 112 degrees, baby.
Love that for me.
It truly is an unrealistic heat. It's wild.
We were truly started dying.
Yeah, like it's
like our bodies were like, no.
You don't sweat. At least I wasn't. It was just like my body didn't know what to do and just started shutting down when we were going out to find groceries and such.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Stranger Things store. I gotta remember that because we did that all in the same day, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
My eczema got really fucking bad and my skin is still itchy.
And my eye got a thing the day we got there, so then I had to buy overpriced Visine in the store that was in Mandalay Bay. And
his eye was like bright red.
And then even though I had COVID, the instant we got back, the following morning, it was cleared up. Nothing.
I got a bloody nose.
Yeah, dude, you gotta get them. That might be because, it is dry inside as well because of the AC.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, just crank it down to 72 degrees and you're good.
Yeah, it was rough.
But we had fun.
It was fun.
Yeah. So we get there, we take a cab to the hotel, and we both thought that the cab driver just ripped a disgusting fart.
Yeah.
But throughout the trip, we kept smelling that same thing like out on the street. So it has to be just something in Vegas smells like rotted eggs.
It was just really funny because we got out of the cab and James was like, did you? And I was like, no.
You immediately knew what I was talking about. Which if I was a
Yeah.
cab driver, these people are coming. If I started smelling that, I'd be like, hey, just so you know, that's not a fart. That's just, here's the reason. It must be like sewage or something. Because, it's so dry in there. So like when sewage, there's nothing to like wash out the sewage to help.
Sure.
That's my guess.
Uh-huh.
My educated guess. We get up, we're looking for a grocery store at Mandalay Bay, and Nicole's like, oh, I see one right over there. And
Freaking Target, dude.
you were like, there's a Target right across the street. I was like, what, really? That's a small Target. Then I like look, I go, Nicole, that's a Panda Express. Which, from far away, same exact logo.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we ramp up and then we're pretty much, but we go out to eat, I believe. And that's where our first time going to Backstage Deli. And this sandwich is one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. It was a hot and spicy ham and cheese sandwich. They had this spicy mayonnaise spread on there, but it was grilled like a grilled cheese. However, on the outside, it was dusted with Parmesan cheese. So that like fried to the bread.
Yeah.
It was so good. So much so that I was like the next day, I think, or 2 days, I was like, let's go
for
back.
every meal, you said.
But I would have also needed to go down to the like cardio place downstairs for like and just run for 20 minutes a day for me to be like, yeah, let's keep doing. But also, my heart was feeling it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, this is heavy, dude. Ho ho ho. Hui hui hui.
I think I got the Cubano the first day, and that was really fucking good.
And then you got the ham and cheese.
I did. I think I like the Cubano better.
Whoa. Okay, guys, Nicole, she's lying to you, but maybe she's right. I didn't have the Cubano.
Yeah. What else?
Well, then we went to Target. We find that because it's so
Stopped
hot.
at Stranger Things.
We were just going from casino to casino. There is a nice like little rail from
A tram.
Luxor to
Excalibur.
Excalibur, I would like to know anyone who's lived in Vegas all their life. When Excalibur showed up on the scene, were all the other casinos like, wow, this is gaudy as fuck. I can't believe they're making this. Or is it just, hey, that's cool looking? Because it's really gaudy looking. Like the color scheme of it too. It's not just, oh, this is a castle. It's like bright red, bright blue. It just looks childish. Like the fucking carnival circus one. That looks more Vegas than Excalibur. I wish we would have went in there.
Yeah.
That might be my only regret.
Yeah.
That and, not getting COVID. Or getting COVID.
Yeah.
I regret not getting COVID, okay? Every day that I don't have it. Because then eventually
I thought you weren't going to say what it was.
build up. We're far, I don't know. We build up enough immunity and then, geesh, I'm breaking down doors. And then people are taking my blood and using that to create an all elixir. And then I think, I'm doing humanity a favor. People will give me money, but they have me like in Daybreaker. I'm just in a tube in a constant state of sleep and slumber, and they're just siphoning my blood.
Yeah.
Damn. You want to know what? Now I regret getting COVID every single day.
You should.
But you're set, aren't you? You're like making residuals off my blood, I hope.
Yeah, but I'm jealous.
You're jealous of what?
Being able to just be asleep.
Okay, all right. Well, sorry, you've never gotten it. It's impossible for you to get this virus.
I don't know. It's possible that I gave it to you.
Fingers crossed you helped me get good blood.
That I just thought it was a cold, but it was the vid.
Who knows? We'd have to ask that cab driver.
Yeah.
Say, hey, did you get it? And also, did you make a stinky?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're on our way to Target, and there's a Stranger Things store, which was really cool.
For the record, we both, unlike all the transits to Vegas and from Vegas, we both were wearing masks.
Yeah.
Like the whole time on the plane.
And the train.
And the train.
And automobiles.
And the taxi.
Because we're respectful to people.
Yeah.
And people will be like, how come you're wearing that? No one asked us that. Someone has asked multiple times, and he's like, oh, I think I just keep forgetting. People will ask at the store why I wear a mask. And before it used to be like, well, I don't want COVID. But now it's so dusty in there that I'll be ruined the following day. That's why I wear it. And then I'll make like a stinky motion because my glasses fog up and people are like, oh, it's always at a time where like people are like, oh, I did something stinky. Like someone vaped and blew it and I like go that and they're like, oh, sorry, man, I thought it was far away. And I was like, oh, no, my glasses are fogging up because you had me run around the store for you. I'm fine with running around the store. I would never
I'm like,
say
you don't
that.
have to run.
I run, baby. Except
That's
that, like,
on you.
Thursday and Friday, I just couldn't. And on Saturday, I go to Lance and Craig. One of them has been on the show. The other refuses to. He doesn't. I sat down. I was like, hey, guys, is it okay if I take, like, a 10-minute break? And they're like, yeah, man. You can always take a 10-minute break. And I'll go, okay, cool. After getting the display done without a cart, I found out what happened to the cart.
Okay.
Which is weird how the person who told me what happened to the cart isn't in the group chat saying, oh, this is what happened to the cart. It broke because the person who bought it bought a cheap-ass one.
Yeah.
So, which sucks. The cart was a godsend when I have to make the display up every month.
Like, how did it break?
The wheels broke off from it.
Oh, because they were putting stuff on it. It was too fucking heavy.
Oh, no, because, like, it's wheels that you, like, screw in.
Yeah.
The screw broke, like, inside.
Yeah.
So, like, there wasn't enough threading to get into there. There was, like, on one of them that broke, it was, like, you could get it a little bit, but eventually it would fall off. So, yeah. I think it's also because of the uneven floor. It, like, hits, like, goes into, like, a little hole crevice thing and it kind of like bends it a little.
No, it's from having too much shit on it.
Okay.
Because that's what happens at my job.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell him next time, hey, don't put too much stuff on it.
Yeah, like there's a weight limit to those things.
I'll say, hey, instead of putting stuff on there, just carry them.
Or if you're going to put a bunch of heavy shit on there, buy a cart that's made for you to put heavy shit on there.
The heaviest. And you want to know what's really heavy? These freaking times, man.
Tits.
Whoa. Are your titties heavy? You got heavy titties? I think you do.
Yeah, they're small, but they are heavy.
They're dense. Like the Nibbler's poop in Futurama.
Yeah.
You got them Nibbler titties.
I've got Nibbler nipples.
It's just the nipples that are heavy. Like that's they're weighing
made out of,
it down.
Dark matter.
You got them dark matter titties. We both looked at Henry at the same exact
He's so
time.
cute.
You guys didn't hear that silence because, delete silence, but there was some.
It was there.
So the Stranger Things store, it's just full of Stranger Things merchandise and other Netflix
and there's
stuff
like
here
a
and there.
Set. It was cool.
Yes,
it was like themed.
That's what I was getting into. Each room was like a different set from the show. They had all the Christmas light, that room in there to be like, hey, A, B, C, ho, you're just doing that Jackson 5 song. And there was one room that I didn't go into because it was just a Demigorgon for people to take pictures of and it looked too freaky. So I took a picture of Nicole, but from like the doorway. I was like, I'm not getting in there. There was that what was it? What's that guy's name? The freaky guy?
Vecna.
Yeah, there was a full size that guy hanging out.
That was fucking cool.
It was a sculpture, not like a man. I loved it. It was a pretty cool store. If I had unlimited amount of money, I would have bought a bunch of stuff in there. Like that one cool jacket from like the arcade or something that you were like, oh, but it was too big on you.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't get that because it was too big.
Yeah. Guys, you got to get smaller stuff. But I posited because it was in the clearance section that just small, tiny ladies wanted it. So all the smalls sold out. And then like they just have the larger sizes, which is weird because usually it's the opposite.
Yeah.
But tiny ladies like Stranger Thing, etc.
Yeah. Then Target.
Yeah, we went to Target. People kept going where I wanted to go. I was so hungry. I got
It was expensive.
just peanut butter, apple juice, and bread. And actually, that kept me sustained for quite a while. I just eat it as a little treat. Oh, and I put the apple juice in a wine flute. Looked fancy.
It was really funny.
And also ice.
I bought like a case of like hard iced tea thinking that I'd be able to bring it down to the pool.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, no food or drinks allowed. And I was like, okay, fuck you.
You could have hid it.
No, they check your bags.
No, you could have like put it like between your cheeks. You would have had to waddle around.
Yeah.
And you said, whoops, I accidentally poopied myself. I gotta go in.
I'm pissed that all the pools close at 6:30.
That is weird.
I'm still pissed about it because that was like the thing that I was the most excited for.
Mm-hmm.
And then we barely got to fucking use it because they close at 6:30.
Yeah. Which just make it 21 and up, check IDs, and then close down the wave pool. You don't need the wave pool. Maybe even close down the lazy, or keep the lazy river one of the pools. And then it's just people who want to go to the pool, go to the pool. Not everyone's there to gamble. But you gotta gamble. And then the following day, oh, wait, no. Then when we got back, it was like late. We had been up for a long time. And then we were like, let's just stay in. And I found a movie on the Lifetime Movie Network called Deadly Yoga Retreat, and everyone needs to watch this.
If you love trash, you will love this movie.
Yeah, we got to tell Betsy Sidaro and Mano Agapian on We Love Trash to watch this movie because it rules for trashy movies. And it's a full-on slasher movie, which is weird for Lifetime to do. But I feel like one of those cheerleader movies was also a weird, like it was a guy just killing people. But it wasn't as brutal as this one. Mm-hmm. He's stabbing and he's wiping that knife off.
Yeah.
Because he's like, hey, no rust here. He's got one of those copper knives. A gold knife, that'd be pretty cool. It's, soft metal, precious metal.
You'd get those guys chasing after you.
What guys?
I don't remember the name.
From what?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, the ring wraiths?
No, because it's precious metal.
Oh, you those guys meaning simultaneously Gollum and Smeagol?
Yeah.
Who are, living in one brain?
Yeah.
And he says, my precious. Oh, I don't like potatoes. Yak. He just loves fish. He needs to widen his horizons, like me. I can't be just eating hot dogs now. Cause
I don't know, like from thinking about like what my brother says with his Crohn's when he's like, yeah, the only things that I can eat are like technically not good for you.
Yeah, it sucks. If I were to eat healthy.
So I'm like, maybe I should actually just like give James some more slack about how many hot dogs he eats.
Yeah, sometimes I eat 8 hot dogs a day. No bun because it's on rice or in potatoes. Yeah. I eat eight hot dogs.
Because, like, technically for him, that is the healthiest option.
Yeah, it's not going to going to make me go into a cold sweat and turn white.
Yeah.
But and it sucks. Like donuts are fine.
Yeah.
Just all the shit. The only good
Pizza.
foods that I can eat are like apples, which is good. Peanut butter. Mm-hmm. If it's sugar free, it's still good for you. And beans. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. I can eat legumes and apples.
Like carb heavy and like processed shit.
Yeah. And then I think like peaches and pears I can have. Watermelon, it's crazy how like I eat 1 cube of watermelon and my stomach's wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Tell me other things I should try. You got Crohn's? Let me know what's fine in your tummy. I'll give it a shot.
Call your sister.
Yeah, I should probably do that. But she's always like, oh, I have a son. Oh, I have a daughter. I took a big shit.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, those are no, she talks about a lot more than that.
But that's Crohn's related, dude. Mm-hmm. You'd be
taking
like,
big shits.
all right, what are you eating to take those big shits?
I think maybe prune juice would be fine. See, it sucks that like I consume too much coffee creamer, which is why I stopped drinking coffee. But coffee kept me regulated. It was like right after breakfast, I'm there, and that was it. And then I stopped drinking coffee, and now I'm fucked.
Yeah.
It's just whenever.
Why'd you stop drinking coffee?
Because the dang coffee creamer, I was drinking too much of it. And I was like, well, I can't keep buying this. The cost of coffee creamer was too extravagant. And sometimes like the caffeine, even though I could drink decaf, started getting to me. That's also weird. Like caffeine now like wrecks me.
Yeah.
That's not a Crohn's thing. That's whatever my dumb body's doing. However, I do think maybe I got COVID again. Maybe it'll push me back into smells don't affect me.
Oh, it like, yeah.
Resets it.
Yeah.
Even though I was walking behind two ladies getting off the train and I was like, man, I would hate hanging out with you two because it's so strong. And it probably isn't. They probably just spritz one on them. But to me, I'm like, Jose does the laundry 2 days ago and then wears one of those shirts to our records. And I'm like, dude, this is too strong. I'd rather you come straight from work. So then you just smell like hamburgers. Gimme. So the following day, we're doing nerd shit. Correct?
Oh, yeah. I rented a car.
Which was smart thinking.
So that we could drive around and go to all the stuffs.
Our first stop was Alternate Reality Comics. And man, it's one of my favorite comic shops. I really enjoy it because it's bright, it's well lit, it's organized, it's neat. And the guy Ralph, hey guys, former guest Mars worked at that store. And if you listen to Derms Clerman on Hit It and Crit It, we go to that store. We need to get back to Derms Clerman. All of us want to do it. It's just hard to schedule. But I went there the first time I went to Vegas. I got one of those t-shirts. So one time going to Chicago Comics working, I wear that. Eric says, you can't be wearing that, and gave me a ribbon for it jokingly. And he says, but hey, actually, hold on. Let me take a picture of you. I'm in a Facebook group with all these other comic shop owners. I'm going to take this and post it there to tell him. And then I went wearing a Chicago Comics t-shirt to Alternate Reality and did the same thing. He took a photo, tagged Eric in it, and then he gave me this t-shirt. The price he was charging me for what I purchased was astronomically low. I was like, dude, what? Thank you, but still. But when I told Z that, Z's like, no, that's one of my favorite things of running a comic shop, of hooking other people up who own comic shops to pass that along. So I was like, okay, at least I know all of you are doing this. So when I went to Chicago Comics my first day back, I wore that shirt, and then Eric took a picture of me wearing the new t-shirt to just keep the cycle going.
Yeah.
And I think that might be my new thing of go to comic book stores in a local area that we don't live in, wear a Chicago Comics t-shirt, take a photo, get their t-shirt, and then have Eric take a photo of me. It's going to be fun. Yay.
I have one from Minnesota still.
Oh, dude. I'll go.
I don't think it'll fit you.
Oh,
but
damn. Is it booby cut?
Yeah.
Your heavy titties?
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to find Nicole women's cut t-shirts. You got them heavy melon breasts.
That's why I just can't do it.
And then where else there was a toy store right next to there.
Rogue Toys.
And they were playing reggae music of fuck the white man.
Yeah.
All of it was that. And someone came in at the
about
tail end.
colonizers.
Yes. Someone came in and was just kill all the white men. Not hearing the context. Maybe this person was making a joke, but he just goes, well, that's not nice. It's well, you missed the context of this entire story being told.
Yeah.
You're hearing as it fades out of the chorus into the next song. But that place was awesome. I think all the nerd stores we went to ruled. I can't think of one that wasn't wow, they have so much stuff.
The manga hole.
Oh, I mean, manga hole's a different thing. I mean, these are They've been there for probably a while. They're established stores. The manga hole, guys, it was just like in this trendy area.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, we'll just have a manga store. But they had like no manga.
Yeah. They had like maybe 4 bookshelves.
Yeah. Like
that was it.
Our Chicago Comics has more manga than the manga hole. Maybe they do a lot of like subscription service. I don't know. But it's weird that when you are in a touristy town that it isn't just, we're going to have so much shit. Like when you think of the manga hole, I was thinking that place in Chicago's Chinatown that is never open. And I'm like, how is this thing still here? Whoever owns that complex must be the proprietor of that store. It's never open. I've never seen it open. But when you look in, there's like VHS tapes, like imports that I'm like, holy shit, why can't we? I know there's pornography in here. Why isn't it ever open? I thought it was going to be like one of those that it's been there for a long time. It's well established. It's just like a dusty bookstore, but just for manga. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
It infuriated me. I was pissed. I left him a bad review. I said manga hole, more like a hole with no manga, which is how I describe my asshole.
Like you think of like a rabbit hole. Like
yeah,
it's going to be like you're going to be so lost in it that.
Like a hole full of manga. You're
Yeah.
like, hey, out in the woods, there's this hole just full of manga. That's the experience I was hoping to have. So then we go to this other comic book store that's also like, it has pop figures. One side's pop figures, one side's comics. Is that the next place?
I mean, the manga hole is like at the end.
Well, no, manga hole at the end.
After like Rogue Toys?
After Rogue Toys.
I don't remember.
It was a really cool store. It was also affirming that all the pop figures that Nicole and I buy just always end up becoming super expensive. Because I was seeing like, oh, we have Tom Servo and Crow. They're $80. What the hell? Like so much stuff. All the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, it wasn't half and half. It was like mostly pop figures.
Okay, well,
James.
it was mostly pop figures and
it
other
was like
collectibles.
Floor to ceiling pop figures.
And other collectibles like toys.
Mostly pop figures.
I would say a third of it was. A third of it's pops, a third of it's toys, and a third of it's comics. Yes.
No.
Are we thinking of the place I got the Toxic Avenger thing?
Yes.
Oh, no, guys, Nicole's a tiny lady. So being surrounded around all those pops, yeah, they were floor to ceiling.
All right, guys, Google Brad's Toys.
Okay. I liked it.
And you will agree with me.
No one's going to agree. They're going to say a third, a third, a third.
No.
Well, it was just, they also had this old Godzilla manga that I've never seen or heard about there, but it's all in Japanese. So I was like, well, I'm not going to get this, but maybe somewhere there's a fan sub of it.
Yeah.
Fans translation. So fingers crossed I can find that. But that was a nice place. I was looking through their sales trade paperbacks and I found a Toxic Avenger trade that I had never even heard about. I think it was never released as single issues. It might have been a web comic, but yeah, it was there. And I picked it up. It was like $10. I said, hell yeah, brother. And then I don't know where we went next.
One of the places we went was the One Piece Cafe.
Which I should have gotten what you got.
I got like the beef. It was like a beef curry. It was really fucking good. And I think James got like fried rice. And I got it was like a Nami centric like slush. So it was like tangerine flavored kind of. That was really good. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any of their desserts because none of it was gluten-free, even though they had freaking like Rice Krispie treats, which you can easily make gluten-free, but they didn't. But they looked really cute. And the decor was really cute. I thought it was gonna be more like the Stranger Things store. And it wasn't. But like it still was cool. And the food was really good. And I'm really glad we didn't have to like I was afraid it was going to be packed. Because from reviews online, they were like, oh, we had to wait outside for 30 minutes in 90-degree heat or whatever. But we didn't have to do that. So that was good. James is like running around. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
Sean's coming over, so I just needed to make sure he wasn't like, hey, I'm here. But he's going to be 30 minutes late, so that's totally good.
So why were you running around?
I couldn't find my iPod.
Oh, my gosh.
And that's how I contact him. I use an iPod Shuffle to contact him. He uses Morse code. He sends voice memos that it's in an RSS feed and it just uploads directly. And I'm like, oh, hey, new message from Sean. It's on Shuffle.
No.
Yes.
What else? We went to that claw machine place.
Oh, yeah, that ruled. I got that. You got me that Kirby, Nicole.
Yeah, it was smaller than I thought it was going to be, but like it was still really fun. And I got like this Ultraman plush that's cute as fuck.
It's real fuzzy.
Yes. But like there was another claw machine place at the fashion show mall and it was bigger, but like it had a lot of the same things. So it was kind of like the same size, basically, if you think about it.
Oh, you mean like the claw machines had the same stuff?
Had like the same shit in it.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Like, if you know these types of things are popular, make a couple of those have the same things.
Yeah.
So then, like, people don't have to wait in line to get them. But you can't just have duplicates in all these
like,
claw machines.
All of them. Yeah.
I liked that place. They must have been new because it still smelled like paint, so I couldn't be in there too long. But I really liked it. It was
like
cozy.
way cuter. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just like neon. It was neon lighting, so of course I was geeking out about that.
And they had two big. I wish I knew the name of that like designer or whatever, but like two big statues of like a very popular art toy artist.
And they had a section where you could, kind of like when you go to Chuck E. Cheese to redeem your tokens or your tickets, you could redeem plushes for prizes.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you can redeem 3 plushes for this one. You can redeem 15 for this one. I was like, that's really cool.
The door buzz, would that be Sean?
No, the door buzzed.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, he won't be here until 2:30, and it's 1:45 right now.
Okay.
Like the buzzer or the back door?
Front door.
Okay. No, he will only ever buzz the back door.
Okay.
Somehow he thought, oh, this must work. If I saw that, I'd be like, this is broken. This is
inoperable.
This was put in here in 1984. And like, why would anyone buzz the back door?
Mm-hmm.
Why does our back door have a buzzer? It's actually not a buzzer. It is a doorbell.
Yeah, but it buzzes.
It buzzes, yes, but it's built like a doorbell. It's you push the button and there's a little like speaker thing right over here that goes bzzz.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah, that's from the 80s. It has to be.
At least.
At yeast. I'm yeasty today. Come bake bread in me.
Ew.
Why not? Well, you make ew noise. And guess what? The yeast is activated.
Anyway.
Then we went to that Pop Mart store or like store that has a bunch of minifigures.
Yeah.
Which, man, there's the animal series that Pop Mart does. Is it Pop Mart?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It was at the mall that we saw it, but they have this mech series that, man, I want every single one of those.
They're pretty cool.
And I found out that I just like ducks. I like cartoon ducks, not regular ducks.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah, I like a Howard the Duck, Donald Duck, Daffy's okay. But I really like Ducku, which is a Pop Mart figure. And I'm always telling Nicole, I was like, oh, you should get some of these. And Nicole's like, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's real cute. And then Nicole goes, no, you just like ducks. And I was like, no, I don't. And then I remember, oh, yeah, like all the stores I went to, I was just pointing at like Howard the Duck, Donald Duck. I like ducks. Mm-hmm. Oh, and that
plush store.
That Sanrio duck.
Yeah.
That I forget his name now.
Oh my God. There was that one store we went into and there were these 2 dudes and one of them, and I was like looking at these cute frog plushes and one of them turns to their friend and goes, yo, this goes hard. And it was like a frog with a mushroom on its head, and I was like dying.
Because there was a series of plushes where all the frogs were just different fruits and vegetables.
They're so cute.
The pineapple one was really cute, but the mushroom one was the cutest. Because mushrooms and frogs are so in that of course you would be doing that.
Of course you'd put them together.
Yeah, put them together already. A toadstool.
Toadstool even.
That's what a goddamn frog
That's
is.
literally what it's for.
Give it to me, baby. Toadstool.
I don't like that.
Okay, well, we'll change the subject. And then we went home after that.
Yeah, I think also just the heat is so exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were also just so fucking tired every day. And in retrospect, I'm like, oh, it's probably because of the heat.
Well, also, you might have had COVID.
Shut up.
Remember, I did have COVID.
Yeah.
Also, Avis. There's no real, there were no indications of, what we had to do to bring this thing back. We thought it was just you bring it back, you drop your keys off, whatever. But then, there was this pamphlet that it seemed like this person should have filled out some of the stuff before handing it to us. So it was just a blank
told
pamphlet.
Us that we needed to fill it out.
And so we get back there and we realize, and I'm like, Nicole, I think we also need to drop this stuff in there because, it says, what your mileage is, your gas, this and that. And I was like, let me call them, their customer service. And they were like, oh, yeah, you need to fill all of that out and plop it in there with the keys. I was like, all right. So then we go back to the car, which is you have to go through the entire casino. It was probably I don't know,
fucking far, dude.
a quarter of a mile away, maybe half a mile to walk there, go up. We were in the heat, only to realize that you took pictures of the stuff we needed, and I had the other stuff we needed. So we could have just
the car keys had it.
Oh yeah, the car. So we had all the information we needed. We didn't actually need to go back, but it's fine. We got in some exercise so we could be more exhausted the next day. Yeah, and then we just went upstairs and went to sleep.
Yeah.
Watched some American Dad.
And I don't know which night was the emergency alarm.
I think it was this night, yeah.
But that fucking sucked.
Yeah,
at
there was
4 a.m.
It just went off and it was saying, hey, an incident's occurring. We don't know really what it is, so please stay in your room.
No, it did not say stay in your room.
Oh, yeah, it didn't say. But it was hey, we're figuring it out.
They said there's a minor emergency.
Yeah. So then I was like, hey, Nicole, I was searching this on Twitter to be is something crazy going on? And then I realized oh, this was the resort where that Vegas mass shooting happened. So then I was like, oh no. So then I was like, is the place haunted now? It should be. But
haunted.
Yeah, because a bunch of people died there.
And that's what you were worried about, not that there's another one happening.
Yes, I was worried about that, but once it subsided and it's okay, it's fine. I was like, oh man, are we in a haunted hotel? Are we anywhere near? It was on the 30th floor that this went down, so we weren't too bad. They don't rent that room out anymore.
Meanwhile, I was freaking out thinking we were gonna fucking die.
Oh, I was fine.
Because it wasn't telling us what we needed to do. It was just saying, hey, there's an emergency with a fucking loud ass alarm that made me want to rip my ears off.
You should have.
And I was like, what, do we go downstairs? Do we stay in our room? What the fuck do we do?
And on the elevator the next day to go to the pool, you brought this up. You're so that alarm, and a few people were like, oh yeah, that sucked. And then there were other people huh? Oh, what floor were you on? And we were like, oh, we were on this floor. And they're like, oh, it must have just been specific to that floor.
Yeah.
Which is why, that's really weird. But I guess you don't want to wake up the entire, if it's just something on one floor. I don't know. My guess is it might have been someone was having a personal emergency. Maybe they had to bring in paramedics for something.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Maybe someone got too zooted and said, I can fly. And they were just running around the hallway saying, I can fly.
Yeah.
This is an emergency. I shouldn't be able to fly. So then next day is just pool and rouge.
Yeah.
The pool was good. It was so, it was so cold, even though it was probably just 70 degrees, how a pool should be, an unheated pool should be. But then when you get out, comparatively, it's truly a 50-degree difference. So I was shivering. I was like,
yeah, the water was cold.
Yeah.
It felt good, though.
But yeah, well, you're in it, but then when you get out, you're freezing.
That's when you lay in the sun like a lizard.
Yeah, but it was still cold. It took maybe 10 to 15 minutes for me to warm up. And then I had to
Yeah.
get a bunch of towels to put over me. And I finally got a tan.
Yeah.
I lubed up enough with suntan lotion that I didn't get burned.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's been a
Love
while.
that.
No cancer's getting me from the sun. Maybe those hot dogs, but who knows? Blame it on the crones.
Probably not. Probably the microplastics.
Microplastics not doing shit. I heard that semen and probably eggs too, they have microplastics in it now, baby. Yeah, like we're becoming plastic. We're like them army men, baby.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, you know it is what it is. That's why I'm always trying to flush it out. I was making a jack off motion for the listeners. Hop on the Patreon, patreon.com/MLM pod, where for $100 a month, you get video of this once someone signs up for $100 a month. Please don't do that. Unless you're like a millionaire, please do.
Sure.
Because to you, that's just $1,200 a year.
Yeah.
That's a flash in the pan for a millionaire.
Flash in the bucket.
A multi-millionaire. If you're just a baseline millionaire, probably don't. But if you're multi-million, in interest alone, you're making that much money and more. And then Rouge. Oh, actually, real quick, I brought along some comics to read, and I brought one to the pool. I thought it was a Toxic Avenger, only to realize I brought one called Marvel Mech Strike Monster Hunters, and boy, oh boy, that sucks. Guys, do not read this book. Until Spider-Gwen, Rocket Raccoon, and Groot get there, everyone talks exactly alike. There's no difference. The art's kind of wonky. The mechs don't look like mechs. They look like just people grown big with like sort of angles here and there. But DC Mech ruled. It was so good, and I was excited for this other mech series. But no, 2 thumbs down, would not recommend. Now, Rouge, we hit the monorail.
Yeah.
We went through the MGM resort, pretty cool, and then got on that monorail, went all the way up to the Strat. First, we went to the world's largest souvenir shop.
That was cute.
That felt like old Vegas.
It felt like Florida to me.
Yeah, that too. But that's because Vegas is nothing, Florida's really nothing but souvenir shops.
Yeah.
But the Strat, I liked the casino part of it. But anything that's like, hey, what's fun to do here?
Terrifying.
Terrifying, because it's all like, it's like a Space Needle, and it's like, hey, go up to this like Dr. Doom drop thing that is at the top, and it was like 9,000 feet, not 9,000 feet up, like a lot of feet up.
A bajillion.
Too many feet up, where it's like a gust of wind could bring you down.
2 feet up.
It was terrifying. But what was that guy's name, the puppet guy's name?
God damn it.
Falcor. There was some before, we think maybe it was him before the show. This goddamn puppet guy.
I think it was the light show.
Well, the puppet guy was just killing. He's so funny. And I just kept saying, it took a while for us to get
facetious.
in. And Nicole's like, what's the deal? And I was like, dude, if Falcone was in there, they got to dry up all the seats because everyone was pissing from laughter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. But it was the sexiest show in town, Rouge.
Sexiest show in Vegas.
And this is my review of it.
Okay.
Former theater kids being sexy in a way that only former theater kids could be. Where, like, yes, it's sexy, but in a very theater kid way.
Yeah.
Except how it started, Nicole. This is for you to shine.
You want me to tell the thing?
Say it.
So, one of the performers stared straight into my soul. It was like before the show started and they were seating everyone. Some of the performers were like coming out to just like,
writhe around.
like intro the show kind of like visually. And it was one of those things where it was like they have the main stage and then they have like 2 smaller stages that are closer to the audience. And the one closest to us, this person, she like climbs up onto it and not realizing that like other people could hear me. I was like, whoa. and she stared straight into my fucking soul.
Like, I saw the glance she gave, and it wasn't like it was like a seductive glance. And I was like, holy shit, I hope Nicole noticed that. And then Nicole brought it up. I was like, good. There's this Howard Kremer.
I immediately like looked away and was like, fuck.
You're like, oh no, I've been made putty of.
Yeah.
There's this song by Howard Kremer called The Glance of Destruction about this specific moment in an old CMT award, CMA Awards, yeah, Country Music Awards, where Taylor Swift, like this, what do you call them? A camera on wires at an event, like swoops over Taylor Swift, and as it goes over her, she glances back directly into it, and he said, like, that glance stole my manhood.
Yes.
And Nicole brings that up of like, yeah, that stole my manhood.
Yes.
My titties got lighter after that. It was a real good show. Speaking of Howard Kremer, they played this Osmond Brothers.
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot.
They're dressed up as horses, as only former theater kids could be.
Steve Barnes.
Yeah, Steve
this
Barnes.
Is for you.
Yes. And they first did, like, I forgot what horse-related song they were dancing to. And then all of a sudden, I was like, wait, is an episode of Grift Horse or Kiss My Grifts by Megan Beth Keister and Howard Kremer starting? No, they were dancing to that Osmond song, which everyone listened to this. It fucking rules, called Crazy Horses. And I'm like, holy shit, we were geeking out about it. It was real good. And then there were a few things that, yes, it was sexy, but more importantly, I'm like, these are feats of athleticism that I'm like, I can't be like horned up about because I'm afraid that they're going to break their necks. This lady did a bunch of like acrobatic like rope work.
Yeah.
And in one was in a bathtub and there was water.
With water, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is so dangerous. And then these three buff men just were like lifting each other in these fantastical like
balancing
in unreal balancing acts with each other. And I was like, damn, I hope they go home and just three-way after every night.
Like all the men in the audience were like, whoa, yeah.
Oh yes, all the men, like when the men were dancing, they were like, no. But none of the women were like, oh my God, these hot men are balancing on each other. But all these old dudes in the crowd, we were for sure, or almost the youngest. I forgot to mention on our way in, like there used to
bros.
be, yes, there was a big group of bros, and there used to be like when you saw like college age bro dudes, it was always like, oh yeah, they like date our women. Like that used to be like the like joke with dude bros. Mine now is, man, I bet they all love Invincible. Because when dude bros come into the comic book store, they ask for Invincible, and they are the nerdiest fuckers I usually see in there. That like they're like, oh, it's so fucking you haven't read it, oh man, but like you love the show, right? No, I've never seen the show. You've never seen the show? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just, it's not for me, man. And they're like, oh, it's for everyone. It's for everyone. And I'm like, okay, calm down, sir.
I think it's just I think it connects more with like dudes.
Yeah, probably. Because it's about like a man battling his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of like a father-son thing.
Yeah, not a father-daughter. Daddy-daughter, I should say. What if it was daddy-daughter dance?
Why not daddy-son?
Yeah. Why not daddy-son? I look up in the sky and I say, that's a daddy-son up there. And then like some in a bunch of solar systems away, a big, stronger, or like there's some guy on a planet in another solar system saying, my daddy son could beat your daddy son.
And you're watching Teletubbies, you're like, that's a baby son.
Oh yeah, that's baby son right there. Yeah. He says, goo. And then when we watch Mighty Boosh, that's the moon.
The moon.
Which is influenced by daddy son. That's why it glows.
Would you recommend the show?
Rouge?
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was fun and cool, and I got my soul stared into.
Yeah.
I got my manhood taken from me.
Titties got lighter.
But
it's not sexy.
Like some of it is sexy, but like most of it is just like cool.
Yeah, it's just cool shit that I'm like, you could do these in spandex and I'd be fine. You don't need your tits out.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the MC was iffy.
The MC was so fucking cringe.
Yeah, like
dude.
the jokes he was
and
saying.
when you said it was like a musical theater kid, and I was like, oh my God, that's what it is.
Yes. The jokes he was saying were good, especially when he was improvising, but always it would be punctuated with him just like screaming.
Yeah.
That part, if he stopped doing that, I'd be like, yes, flawless, awesome. But yeah. Besides that.
Yeah, but like normies think that shit's funny though.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we're like alt comedy LA fans who are like, yeah, you need to be really working to tie everything together on the third beat of the Herald.
Yeah.
Which I guess also is in LA. That's Chicago,
Whereas,
baby.
Like, I know that if I like went with my mom or your mom, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I love that guy.
Yeah. That thing that he did with a balloon where it was a big old condom and he went into it. I thought it was funny.
It was terrifying.
But you were also like, why are they being cheerleaders in they're high schoolers. They're role-playing.
I know why, but I didn't like it. Yeah. It was gross.
Like, be college age.
It felt gross.
Like, you can say, like, instead of, like, he was the hottest 18-year-old I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then the guy says...
Yeah. It's like, okay, so you know this is gross. Yeah. So that you're, like, emphasizing they're 18. Like...
Yeah, but all the dudes in the
fuck, dude.
But also, like, 18-year-olds, unless they're porn stars, they're not good at sex.
I don't... Yeah, it's...
Like when it was the business lady saying like, yeah, I command this entire fucking office, get down on your knees. I'm like, that's hot. I can relate to that. I recently worked in an office building.
Yeah, even when I'm like, I think about, like, I'm almost 30, and I think about, like, dating a teenager, like 18 or 19. I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like, male or female? No, absolutely not.
The only thing we would be able to relate to them on is memes, and that's it.
Like, no offense, guys, but y'all are dumb.
Yeah.
Y'all are still babies. Like... I just don't, it's so gross and I don't like it and I'm not here for it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, there was like an AC/DC song on Saturday when it was just Craig and I, and it gets to a part where I go, where it sounds like they should have yeah, and Craig goes, damn, they should have done that. And throughout the entire day, he kept doing that.
Oh
so God. Now like that Howard Kramerism that I picked up, now Craig is doing.
Mm-hmm. I do Howard Kramer-isms all the time when I'm like, normally when I just like do stuff to like punctuate an action, and I'll just like make a sound effect for it.
Like that comes from him just on podcasts, but in summer songs, you guys remember Howard Kramer? I did an album with him, Dragon Boy Suede. Go check it out. Yeah, he does that stuff all the time, and so many ad libs in that I just like didn't use in that, like I have them saved on like all these files that I have of him just going like. That's because he loves David Lee Roth so much, and David Lee Roth would do that bullshit.
Yeah.
Howard does it much better. David Lee Roth, I don't see the fascination with that dude. Yeah. And then like the next day we did the pool, and then we did the casino, and I think that would be like the casino bit, because I thought this was going to be like a 40-minute thing.
No.
Yeah, we're at 70.
You, no.
With That's you.
Cute. That's cute with you. No.
Okay, when R2 Shelby 2 and I would break down an entire show, then write a script, we do that in like 70 minutes. Sometimes less. When Jose and I review an entire movie, it is 60 minutes. When you and I review a movie, it is 2.5 hours long of a recording. And Jose and I are stoned out of our minds.
Yeah. And you think it's my fault.
Yes. It is somehow your fault.
All right, Corwin, weigh in on this shit.
No, Corwin and I also would always be around 60 minutes for This Movie's Gay.
And that's not my point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Corwin will back me up.
R2 won't. Corwin won't. Jose won't.
Corwin will.
They're like, yeah.
Bitch.
They're like, and when we guest on Mostly Speaking Sentai, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it's really longer than our shows.
Yeah.
And guess who's different here?
I guess
Nicole.
I should stop podcasting with you.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No, you're saying that because you're the one who has things to do.
No, you're saying that.
No, I like podcasting with you.
Oh my God, eat shit.
And die.
And live.
Yeah, I want to say that someday to someone.
Ooh, only to someone who truly needs it, though.
Yeah. Or we gotta. Sean just got off the bus. I don't know what bus he means. So I'm guessing.
Oops, beep that out.
So then there's gambling. We go to.
We gamble. It's fine. Skip it.
There's
Next
free
day.
play. But Nicole rubs my butt and we get like $200. But then Nicole's like, oh man, I got to keep going. And that's how they get you.
Yeah, I wish I would have read, because then afterwards I read this online where they're like, oh, the most they pay out is like $200, because then I would have. But whatever.
And then the next morning we go to Senior Frogs. It's freaking drag brunch, baby. Buffet. It ruled. They played Venga Boys. Should have played more Venga Boys. They played Anaconda by Nicki Minaj twice. Guys, the people doing your set list, maybe don't do that. Queens, figure it out.
It was like, I think that was one of my favorite events or whatever.
Oh, also,
my favorite things that we did.
I forgot to mention on pool days, Nicole, because you couldn't drink, you do one of those hard iced teas, and then I think you're like, well, I'm not drunk yet. And then you're like, oh, I'll pop open another one. And then you get really drunk, and on the second time, you were so shit-faced, like like almost wedding levels. We can't even talk about COVID or weddings.
No. You'll have to talk about COVID with Sean and then wedding on whatever next episode
Mostly Speaking
we record.
After Dark, guys. Check that out. What's Its Nuts?
I got drunk.
Yes, and you had an inner tube which you paid.
I tried to headbutt the door.
Yeah, you did that. You also headbutted me, and in the inner tube which you paid too much for.
Yeah, they made me pay $40.
You like wrapped your legs around me and would like, because I would like bring you through the lazy river. Then you started like grabbing
like my motor.
And you would grab onto like my shoulders, and then I was like, I'm like a mermaid on a ship boat. And then we just started saying, a mermaid in here. It was really fun. Drag brunch. Then we went to...
Drag brunch was insane.
It was so fun.
It was a breakfast buffet with endless mimosas, and I got fucking drunk as hell. And everyone was drunk as hell.
Besides me.
It was so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
And the food was great, too. Like, for a buffet, like, it was just breakfast food. It ruled. And then we went to the canal area,
the Venetian,
and that place rules. It looks like a Paris thing
indoors.
And,
cool.
Like a Venice thing, and there was people with Venice boats, gondolas, Venice boats. Nicole. See, you knew what I meant, so of course all the listeners know.
Because there's like a river indoors.
It rules. It feels very like Universal Studios.
Yes.
It was great. But we then went to that fashion show mall.
The fashion show mall.
And on our way in, Nicole is still drunk and goes, we see a Neiman Marcus, and you go, hey, would you be okay if I changed my name to Neiman? And I go, Nicole Neiman? And you go, no, Neiman Jacobs. And I'm like...
And I said, if I change my name to Neiman, you have to change yours to Marcus.
And I go, last name? And you go, no, first name. And I say, yeah, you seem like a Neiman. I do not seem like a Marcus. Weigh in on that, listeners. Do I seem like a Marcus?
Sean is here.
Oh, Sean, did he buzz?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'll let him in. I don't have pants on. He's just going to have to see it.
You have pants right there.
Hey, but, I can't fit those on.
Oh, my God.
Start talking about Fremont Street.
Oh, God. Oh, I'm so itchy. We went to Fashion Show Mall to kill time, and it was fun, Neiman style. And then we went to Fremont Street, which is fucking insane if you've never been there. It's we went to this place called Nacho Daddy's, and it was like the best nachos I've ever had in my life. Fremont Street's insane. They have like screens all above you.
Oh yeah, it ruled.
And people like zip lining and
that was scary.
Concert stages and lights everywhere.
And
like,
I got magicked on.
Like like when you think of Vegas, like that's it.
Mm-hmm. Like old Vegas, 70s Vegas,
Yeah.
this is where you're at. The Golden Nugget, etc. A big White Castle. Unlike
And
that
also
Luxor
just
castle.
like miscreants.
Yeah, like the magic guy. The guy,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, Nicole, there's a guy doing close-up magic. And Nicole's like, yeah, of course we're going to stop by here. And we stop and he's doing a trick where it's like he folded up something and was like, and is this your card? And it's a signed card and this guy's just losing his mind. And then sees me and says, you. And then like, I'm like, yes. And I'm starting to like well up in tears because I'm so excited to have magic done
It's
to
his
me.
dream come true.
And it truly is, guys. And he says like, all right, here's just a random card. He puts it on and he has Nicole like put her hand above mine. He slams them together. He rubs it. And then as he like pulls it out, somehow it's the card that's signed. And we're
Yeah.
like, holy shit. Oh man, magic is so cool. And then it's the ghost tour.
Okay, we're just gonna go straight to the ghost tour.
Right? Because we,
No.
Canister Park, shit.
Container Park.
You can talk. You don't need to be quiet, Sean.
I can do whatever I want.
Okay, well, at least be loud enough to pick up in the
He
mics.
just starts breaking
You got
shit.
taller, man.
I can choose to be quiet.
All right.
Thank you so much.
He's just helping himself to water.
He should.
Okay, yeah. Yes, Canister Park rule.
Container Park.
Container Park.
There's a big metal praying mantis that shoots fire.
Uh-huh. It's all these cute little shops. Oh, shoot, we need to message that person to see if you can get your stuff in the store.
Yeah, it's really fun and cute and just like serene.
Yeah, it was very calm. Like I mean, we were bombarded with shit for the last 4 days. So of course,
Yeah.
like it's just
park.
a relaxing thing.
Yeah.
And all the stores are made from shipping containers. And it was just, I was like, yeah, this is where we should have been. We should have been at Fremont Street. Maybe with some of the hotels there, like it would have been super loud if you're like next to Fremont Street because it's just people playing music the entire night. Man, Vegas is wild. But then, yes, we go to the Mob Museum where we're told to wait for our tour guide. And there's only 2 other people. We find out they're from Austria. They've traveled a long way to go to this ghost tour. And we're just waiting. We're waiting. This dog takes a shit. The owner does not pick it up, like right in the middle of the sidewalk. I saved 2 groups of people from the shit. One is very appreciative. The other people are like, huh?
Yeah.
And just kept walking. I was like, I should have just let you step in that duty. Like I let Nicole step in that puke that one time.
Fucking yeah.
I didn't let her. I just like, it didn't register close enough to be like, oh yeah, I should probably say like, there's puke. That was like 11 years ago, guys.
Yeah.
And then the guy shows up, and I think you should explain this guy to everyone.
Oh, okay. It's our tour guide. And normally with like walking or even just ghost tours in general, like you see the person and you're like, yeah, that's our tour guide.
Yeah.
This person was not that. It was this like 70-year-old
He said 70. I don't think that's right.
retired, like just like old man. And it's like peak, like he is that energy.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. And he was so fucking funny.
Which I'm like, oh, I don't know if Nicole's going to be liking this. I feel bad because the other ghost tours we've been on, it's people telling like well-crafted, beautifully written stories that they've rehearsed and said many times. And you're getting so many details. But this guy's just like, yeah. And they were just shooting each other back in the early 1900s. And it's haunted, guys. Trust me when I say that. And just like telling these weird anecdotes that are just kind of strung together. But then when we like get to the halfway point, Nicole like goes, I I fucking love this dude. I was like, oh, thank God.
Because he was just like a literal character.
Yeah,
like,
he for sure was.
If you think of like a grumpy old man with like a sense of humor, like it just was like that, like to a T, and it was so fucking good.
Yeah, he like said to this guy that clearly he has said other things to. We go into one of the hotels. There's this like pile of money that's like, this is $1 million. And it's like enclosed in a like case in a pyramid. And he says to this security guard, he says, oh, he's like, the security guard says, oh, it's doing a good tour tonight. And he's like, yeah, got these two are from Australia. And I was like, okay, how is he going to say a weird thing like Chicago? But then what town did he say? It was just like, they're from like Niagara Falls, like something. I was like thinking Chattanooga, like something that starts with a CH.
Yeah.
But no, he just like oh no, it was like someplace in Mississippi or Louisiana. Maybe he just said, and these two are from Louisiana. It's like, that's not, maybe kind of Illinois. But we then take a trek a few blocks to like this school that's like a beautiful school. It's crazy that this is a high school. But on the way, he runs into this guy just on the street as we're waiting to cross the road. And do you remember the conversation?
Yes.
Okay, you say it.
Yeah, it was just this dude like fully in a business suit, like with like a key card lanyard, just like standing on the corner of this street. It was so fucking weird. And our tour guide just like, we're waiting for the light to change so we can cross the road. And our tour guide turns to him and he's like, oh, you're here for business? And the guy goes, yeah. And he's like, oh, business good? Yeah. And he's like, all right, cool. Good to talk to you. And just like kept walking and just did shit like, all right, kids, let's follow me.
And then like when he was talking about this school, I was just like, I don't even want to be like, all schools at nighttime to me are haunted.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't even want to be near here. And when he would like say stories, I'd be like, huh, when like, oh, the piano plays by itself. I was like, huh, because, and he's like, yeah, the kids in the high school, they're all like, it's a performing arts high school. And he's like, yeah, they're just all used to it. I'm like, oh, why would you be used to that?
Ew.
And how are you not just like trying to like get evidence to be like, yeah, guys, ghosts are real?
I'm sure they probably are, dude.
You are pretty sure ghosts are real?
No,
I know.
Okay, fuck you.
And then when this is the final story from this night. We're like, awesome, it's over. Not awesome. We've had an awesome day. Let's get back. We take the bus. And there are 2-story buses in Vegas.
Wait, whoa, are you done with the ghost tour?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, keep going with the ghost tour then.
Okay, geez. Now I forgot because I panicked.
Okay, what? What's up?
I don't know. There was like, there were like multiple times. It was so funny that he just like casually, he's like, yeah, I tried to break in there to get to to like see the ghost, the like haunted area, but I couldn't do it or whatever. And I was just like, what the fuck?
He's like, yeah, I tried convincing like the wait staff at this hotel. I was like, I'll give you $50. Just let me in that room where like a bunch of ghost shit happened. And they're like, $50? No. He's like, well, that's as high as I'm going. So I guess I'm not going in there. But you could reimburse, like, on your taxes. If you're doing these tours, you could be like, what about 100?
That you bribed someone?
No, you would just... Not that it's not bribing someone. It's saying like, hey, can I please research this area? How much is it? Oh, $200. All right, $200. You got to find a like nervous, like down on their luck person who works there that has clearly been going to the casino, and then find them and be like, hey, $200, let me in that room where like the ice machine went on the fritz and like lights and stuff and cabinets were going crazy. Cause like that room just like it's permanently closed. Like no one goes in there anymore.
Yeah. I also love how he was like, security guards are fucking useless. And then the one casino we went to with the like pile of money or whatever, he wasn't like, we went in there and he wasn't even like, yeah, so like this is what this is or whatever, like tells like a story or anything. We just get in there and then he's like, all right, kids, we gotta take your picture, get behind that. And we were like, okay. And then I get my phone back and it's so crooked. I just like died laughing.
Which you can see that photo on Nicole's Instagram. You did a photo dump.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Are we on to the bus?
Sure.
So we get on the bus and it's packed because like it's all the people who went to Fremont Street going back to the strip where they're probably staying.
Oh, you wanted to? Okay.
And I was just waiting for two people from upstairs that were clearly like in a group together to come down the stairs because I'm like, oh, that means two seats will be together open.
Yeah,
positive.
we can sit together.
So that happens after maybe like 10 minutes on the bus. And I'm like, Nicole. And I like say, hey, I'm going up. And I go up. I don't see, like, I'm like, Nicole's behind me. And then I find, two seats together. Clearly that's where they were. I sit down. And as soon as I sit down, this random man sits down next to me. And he's like, good thing we found these seats. I was like, yeah. And then I see Nicole walk up and Nicole.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And like finally, when like a bunch of seats were open and the seat next to Nicole was open, I go sit back and Nicole's like, you couldn't have saved me a seat. And I was like, didn't even have the chance to. This man, as soon as I turned around, was already sitting there. And Nicole's like, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what he did to me. Like, as soon as I got up, he like swooped in right in front of me to get up the stairs.
Screw that dude. He probably gave me COVID.
It was so funny.
Yeah, and then the next day it was just us waking up, going on to the plane.
Us waking up fucking miserable.
Yeah, but I mean, I was also sick.
Yeah.
So, but also it's just the heat, man.
And my eczema was so bad.
And then yeah, that's this is the gist of it.
And I got to watch Modern Family on the plane.
Yeah, and now
almost
you've
the whole way.
just been watching Modern
I've
Family.
just been watching that exclusively.
And I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. And then the following morning, well, I tested that night. It was negative. In the morning, Nicole's like, can you just test once more because I'm about to go to work? And then just hard line. And then I was in this room for a week that I was like, oh, wait, it's already been a week because I was just waking up, drinking water. I have to say drinking water now because whenever I say this story and I omit that of just saying I would take some NyQuil and then an edible, then go back to sleep. Everyone's like, were you hydrating? And I was like, yes, of course I'm hydrating and eating. But like that kind of just ruins the flow of the joke that I'm just downing NyQuil and then eating an edible and then sleep. I think the first 2 days I slept for like 30 hours, maybe more. Yeah, that's all I did. I lost a week pretty much. The only thing I did was I edited the Rom Complex. I did 6 episodes in 2 days and then played some Borderlands 3 because I bought that at a GameStop. That GameStop was really fun. The guy working there, I was like, should I get the PS4 version or the definitive edition for Switch? And he said the PS4 version, you'll have more fun. The load times on the PS4 version are fucking ridiculous. I got home and it from the time I turned it on and pushed like start on the video game, it took maybe 7 minutes before I was actually playing the game just because of load times. It's astronomical. I wish maybe I'll just buy the damn Switch version and just start over. I don't know. But yeah, COVID wrecked me but it was so much better than the first time. I'll say that. And
yeah, you guys, we went to this place called We Play Games.
Oh, yes.
Like WII. And that place was fucking cool.
If you're familiar with the Philips 3DO, it was just a shit show of a console. Just like, it just failed astronomically. And I usually will see like 1 or 2 games at vintage game stores. I think they had the full entire library and multiples of a lot of the games there. And you even said it. You were like, this is the most strategy guides I've ever seen anywhere. And yeah, man, strategy guides rule. Of course, Nicole bought me one, but that's for Christmas, baby. And yeah, COVID was just a time suck. And yeah, that's about it. And now Henry's laying on my notebook. But Sean's here. We got to get going. Nicole, do you have anything to plug?
No, let's go.
Hey, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod, where for $5 a month you get exclusive content every single Friday. This Friday will be Mostly Speakin' Sentai After Dark, our final Akiba Ranger episode. We're closing up on Akiba Ranger, so go check that out. And then next month we're doing the pilot episode for Mostly Speakin' Magical Girls. Be on the lookout for that. But if you're a $10 patron, you get exclusive bonus monthly content every single month. This month will be 2 because of COVID. I could not do one last month. And Sean's here. That's what we're going to be recording. We're doing a trauma movie. And yeah, shout outs on every single free podcast. So let's begin with those, starting with Steve F., Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour, Alex Z. The Waz, Orion, Joshua, my bickle and brother in common law, Joshua, Steve Barnes, a sweet child of time, and Intro Void, my mother, Lil Corey's BFF and now former roommate, Shane. Twitch.tv/Core Winning, it's Corwin. Twitch.tv/R2 Shelby2. And from the Sonics podcast Speed Radio, it's Zinny D. I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
And we've been not really speaking Sentai. Something like that. Bye-bye. This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Oh, yeah.